In Plano, where a massive explosion just leveled a house and damaged nearby homes as well. It happened this afternoon during a thunderstorm in West Plano, but no one knows yet what exactly triggered that blast.
Crews are still on scene of this explosion, and we're able to get a little bit of a closer look here tonight. As you can see, they've moved back some of this crime scene tape, so now it's just blocking off the home and some of their direct neighbors. And as you can probably hear in the background, they've now started clearing out this street in front of the home so that way it is passable in the morning. Right now, crews say they still don't know the cause of this explosion, but that they're working through the night to find out.
Tonight, Ring video shows the moment a Plano home exploded. Neighbors unsure of what they heard.
It sounded like a bomb explosion.
And all we heard was just, real loud thunder.
Or what they saw.
And I happened to look out the window and just saw a huge orange blast.
But quickly had suspicions.
When I got down there, the house was totally leveled, and I was smelling gas as I went.
First responders took 6 victims to area hospitals, 3 of them to Children's. Only 1 resident was in the home that exploded. The other 5 were from the house next door. Mike Mack lives across the street. His home saw so much damage, including blown out windows. He's headed out of town.
They're actually out front getting ready to board all of our windows and secure the house so we can leave safely.
Other homes covered in debris, some with partial ceiling collapses. Police say they have reports the blast was felt up to a mile away.
It looked like it was snowing outside, and 15 seconds later, we can see the house was demolished.
Plano Fire, Atmos Energy, and Encore are all on scene. Crews shut off the electricity and gas to the entire block. As they continue to investigate, many neighbors are left thinking one thing.
I'm really praying for the people that were in the house.
Now, those on scene say they have no idea how long this investigation is going to take, but we have been told that explosive devices have been ruled out. Right now, Plano police have not identified the victims or the extent of their injuries.
Saying people could hear this explosion from about a mile away. We're about a street over from the explosion site, and you can see even here behind me there's some roof damage. This is a piece of roofing debris, and then here behind me some of the windows have actually been blown out. Contractors working through the night. We know that the gas is out here, the power is out here, and because of this, some of the homeowners have left for a hotel tonight. And of course, there are still a lot of questions about how this happened. We still don't know the cause.
We really haven't heard anything, which is surprising that they haven't let the neighbors know, exactly what's going on. From other neighbors and looking at social media, we think it may have been some type of gas explosion, but that the rest of the neighborhood is probably okay. Is it safe? Is this an issue that other people need to be worried about? Is it okay to use the gas in our homes is the key thing.
And now both Plano Fire Rescue and Atmos Energy are investigating tonight. Just about 15 minutes ago, we heard from Atmos, and they gave us a statement saying that they're on the scene and working closely with emergency responders to ensure that this area is safe. Of course, that homeowner we spoke to earlier, like so many others, have so many more questions and just want answers. Brooke?
Yeah, we're going.
But it was like the world coming apart. Opened the blinds, and that's when the flash went and the explosion. And it blinded me for a few minutes. That's how bad it was. I saw a huge fireball, flames in the middle of where the basement would be. I've seen other fires, but nothing like this. This is totally different, an explosion. This is sad, and it's going to hit later, because we're a tight-knit community.
Pictures of devastation. You're looking at an aerial drone image from a deadly house explosion in Lackawanna. There is nothing left of that home, and you can see the scope of the debris field spread throughout the neighborhood. It is hard to find the words to describe the magnitude of the blast that killed a 92-year-old woman who lived inside. Let's give you some perspective here. This is a picture of what the house looked like before the explosion. It is a 1-story ranch built back in 1964. And this is what remains of that home. There is nothing left but a pile of rubble. Neighbors have been giving us a glimpse of the aftermath from every angle. You can see the flames engulfing the site where the home once stood. This image shows us the sheer scope of the damage. The entire area littered with debris from the home, along with all of its contents. Just unimaginable destruction. Now, as you can imagine, the explosion has left this community in a state of shock. The scene of the explosion is just a few miles south of downtown Buffalo. Several other homes were damaged along Bedford Avenue. That's right near Abbott Road. Again, this is in Lackawanna.
Certainly a sad situation here in Lackawanna. You can just feel, being here all day, that it is an extremely tight-knit community. But we are as close to the scene as we really have been all day. We haven't been allowed to get past Sarah Place. Again, we are on Bedford Avenue here in the city of Lackawanna. But you can still see extremely active. There are, a number of law enforcement agencies here, as well as National Fuel, National Grid, and fire officials. And now 10 hours after that explosion, still no official word on how it started.
Yeah, we're going.
Bricks, debris, and a ball of fire is what Kevin Maniszewski tells me he saw out his front window around 7:20 Tuesday morning.
Oh my God.
His front window blown out from an explosion across the street. The house on Bedford Avenue in Lackawanna leveled by the powerful blast.
We received a call for something burning in the road. There was also reports that there was loss of power.
Lackawanna Fire Chief James Fino says one person died in the explosion. The city confirms the woman was 92-year-old Irene Sanook.
I don't even have words for it. It's overwhelming.
Kaylee lives directly behind the home. We talked with her live on Facebook.
To see this woman's whole life and whole house just everywhere.
You told me that you saw a wedding album. I mean, how emotional was that for you to find that in your backyard?
I think that really makes it real because you're seeing this person's life. You're seeing these pictures that are destroyed, and overall it seems like kind of a total loss. So these pictures, anything we can find, we've been kind of trying to salvage.
Walking in her backyard, you can see pieces of the home in her pool, cars smashed and buried in debris.
It was a completely brick house, so we're seeing just parts of brick everywhere.
Along with multiple law enforcement and fire agencies, National Grid could be seen turning off power lines. National Fuel digging out gas pipes beneath the road.
Still under investigation.
A spokesperson with National Fuel says all we know is a house exploded. We are now assisting in efforts to find out why it exploded. In total, 7 homes have been damaged by the explosion and multiple people are displaced.
I've never seen anything like that. It's disastrous.
A home explosion, sending debris across Bedford Avenue in Lackawanna. A mattress on a roof, smashed vehicles, and photo albums scattered in neighboring yards.
I mean, I've never been in a war zone, but it looked like a war zone.
Michael Salomon lives on this street. The explosion damaged his home and car.
My morning routine, opened the blinds, and that's when the flash went and the explosion. And it blinded me for a few minutes. That's how bad it was. And I saw it raining debris.
Salomon is a volunteer firefighter. His hero instinct immediately took over.
My training came through. I put my gear on and went out and I grabbed the fire extinguisher, put out spot fires, and I went to the homes and opened the doors and see what I could do.
Salomon says he had a bad feeling when he saw 92-year-old Irene Sanook's car in the driveway next to what used to be her home.
I know her routine. Her routine is she goes to the store around 9:30 in the morning, and her car was still there. So this was 7:30 in the morning. Her car was still there.
City officials say Sanook died in the explosion, leaving a deep wound in this proud community of neighbors who looked out for one another.
We all love her. We all take care of her. I check on her every day. Sweet old lady. I'll never bother with anyone. We always helped her out, shoveled her driveway. This is sad, and it's going to hit later.
Neighbors say it's a tight-knit neighborhood, and you could feel it just being here. I mean, how much this devastated this community. They all say Irene was a wonderful woman. And Hannah, you spoke to someone that said she would bring food out to the deer.
Yeah, she would actually feed the deer here at the end of the street here. They also said she really loved to cook. She had a lot of different baking apparatuses. She loved to cook and make meals for her loved ones.